All right. I never showed up yesterday, but I'm back. I'm back. Joshua Zirkzee, Rasmus Hojlund battle. Looks like Joshua Zirkzee is going to hit, obviously, launch what we call a battle to obviously dethrone Rasmus Hojlund from his starting position in the club of Manchester United, guys. Will it be possible, really? Will it be possible, guys? Will it be possible for Joshua Zirkzee to come up and obviously dethrone this guy known as Rasmus Hojlund, who came in front of his put in a very huge shift? Because I'm having my reasons, I'm having facts that are really backing my statements, and I'm waiting to see how you guys react to it. Then Mainoo is yet another kind of player that is showing his excellency every other match that passes by, and Bruno Fernandes also, he's really one of those that you have to be watching in, game out, to see to it that you really understand exactly what it means to have a player like Bruno Fernandes into your team. Welcome to the United Matters channel. Good evening, my mates. Hope you guys are really having fun. But these players are on fire. All those three players I'm going to need to mention, they're on fire. And during the international break, they went ahead, obviously, launch a lot of attack onto the people they're competing with at the club of Manchester United. For Mainoo, it's really going to be a very huge debate on whether Casemiro starts ahead of him, because Casemiro, I think, is only the Brazilian national team, and the manager would think that maybe you start, maybe you bench him a little bit, but we'll be waiting to see what Ten Hag's plan is really going to be. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and may the living to Allah bless you abundantly, right? And we set off now. Joshua Zirkzee got his first start with the Dutch national team, and I remember very well when I was talking about the transfer of Zirkzee to Manchester United before he came in from Bologna to come to Manchester United. I told you that Manchester United is a very huge club, and the moment you come to Manchester United, you are gonna command a starting position into the lineup of the Dutch national team, and it would have gonna hit to defy him. It would have gonna hit to differ hugely from him playing at a club known as AC Milan. Doesn't command that respect and what is it termed like? It doesn't command that respect, you know, and that wide view that everyone will be seeing you as you are into the spotlight, and people will be like, he scored against Fulham in his first game, and against Liverpool he got 3 chances, against Brighton he really showed the hunger and really saw our goal really crossed out. You understand? So that is Joshua Zirkzee for you, and he came in through and obviously made his start into the Dutch national team. And that's what Manchester United really gets you, that you get straight into the team. And the players he's competing with can no longer come close to him, because he was in Bologna and everyone was like, he's not yet ready. That's why you saw to it that in the Euros, he never started no game, and he never really made it to the squad, not until Broby got an injury. And they went ahead, obviously, bring him as a replacement for that player. You remember that very well. Now, look at Memphis Depay. He's going to I think, Flamengo, all Corinthians in Brazil. Weghorst is obviously going into the side of Ajax. That's where he's really going to be playing at. And all those players cannot compete with a player who plays for the club of Manchester United. Let's be real. They can't compete with a player who plays for the club known as Manchester United. And this is where he comes out to age everyone who is really standing in his way, to see to it that he gets into the starting 11 of the Dutch, and he got his first start, and he went ahead to put in a very huge shift. And that is Joshua Zirkzee for you. And for him to obviously maintain his starting position into the Dutch national team of Koeman, he needs to find himself with the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United, you know, and he needs to battle it with Rasmus Hojlund. But before I really jet deep into that battle of Rasmus Hojlund and Joshua Zirkzee, I tell you, let's first see what his game by numbers were, because most of you might not have gone ahead to watch this game of football, but this is what Joshua Zirkzee brought onto the table, you know. Zirkzee, game by numbers versus Bosnia, 38 touches, 8 touches into the positions box, 4 chances created, 4 shots from inside the box, 4 defensive actions, 3 big chances created, 1 pass into the final third. He had 1 assist, he had 1 goal. Now, for any of you, if at all you have a center forward who can really get you a goal and an assist in a game, don't you really give him the flowers that he deserves? Right? I think you really give him the flowers that he deserves, because he has gone ahead to do the needful, and he had a 9.5% performance into the game of football that he really put up. And that assist for the goal, I like the way he brushed it, and the goalkeeper had gone ahead, obviously moved from his goal line in almost half into the 6 yards area, and Joshua Zirkzee went ahead to brush that ball and it went to the back of the net. Then the assist for me was really, really great, and it really did me wonders as a fan of Manchester United, seeing this Dutchman going ahead to score like that. And he really made my night. I tell you, I watched that game, and I really went ahead to do the replay and the highlights. It was really good, and Joshua Zirkzee went ahead to launch a very huge job onto him. And I tell you, Manchester United is having a typical number 9. This guy is a real number 9. All you have to do is to create him chances, and he'll obviously bury them off. Now, him putting in those performances, I tell you what, has gone ahead to raise what we call lots of questions. And Erik Ten Hag has to make a decision, right? And the decision is on this guy, Joshua Zirkzee, and Rasmus Hojlund, who is really going to get into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United on Saturday as we play against Southampton. That is the huge question, because Rasmus Hojlund is returning from injury. And if you know Erik Ten Hag, he's not this kind of person who is really going to rush a player who is coming from injury and rush him into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United, as he never had a perfect preseason, and he has been injured for almost 6 weeks. You understand? And the manager is like, what am I going to do? Now, me as Rokan David, I believe that it's going to be hard for him to get the starting 11, because for Joshua Zirkzee, he played 90 minutes when playing against Liverpool. He was going to hate to play minutes. He played a good number of minutes when they're playing against Bosnia and Herzegovina. You understand? Meaning that he's going to be the perfect candidate to come in and obviously start. But all I know is he'll play some 60 minutes, and then Rasmus Hojlund will come off the bench to obviously do the needful and really get hit in some 20-30, such that he starts in the game of Southampton. So in the game of Barnsley, as you're going to be playing into what we call the Carabao Cup. You understand? That's all what the game of football is really going to be about in here onto the United Matters channel. You understand? And nothing is really going to stop us from really taking this to the next level as a club of Manchester United. And I believe that if Joshua Zirkzee comes in through and plays well against Southampton and scores a goal, I tell you, or he bangs himself assists, I tell you, Rasmus Hojlund is going to find it hard to get to the team of Manchester United, especially into the Premier League, because Erik Ten Hag will be like, let me try and see how things are really going to balance up, because we are going to be playing 2 games per week. And Rasmus Hojlund might find himself playing into the Carabao Cup and UEFA Europa League for the next month. And then we come from the international break, then Rasmus Hojlund will come in with the needful. But never say never for Rasmus Hojlund, because he scored 17 goals last season for the club of Manchester United, and he came in through with a very huge bang, meaning that if he comes in through and scores against Barnsley, the manager might be like, he's my targets man, let me start him, because Ten Hag has his starting 11 well set for the job. You understand? But no doubt about him as Rasmus Hojlund, because you know that in his first preseason game he scored against Arsenal, just 8 minutes in, he banged that ball into the back of the net. You remember that very well. So never say never for him. He's that guy who is really well suited with all the people around him. Ahmad knows him better, Bruno knows him better, Rashford knows him better, and Garnacho knows him better. All the creative force of Manchester United know the runs of Rasmus Hojlund, can read him well like a book. So I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but I believe it's really going to be a very huge dilemma for Erik Ten Hag on who is really going to be starting. But this is what we prayed for, that we needed 2 strikers that are really on the same almost same wavelength, and their hunger is really going to increase. And Joshua Zirkzee, after the game, he said, it went okay. I feel like I made a couple of mistakes. I could have had another assist for Rangers. We had a good click during the game. Yeah, they really made some good runs. And when you look at the goal that is called Regine, that went ahead to score, he does a back flick to Joshua Zirkzee went ahead to obviously just do what we call one-touch football pass, and he returned it immediately. You understand? And then Rangers went ahead, obviously ran into the Ten Hag's box area and went ahead to bury that ball in the back of the net. And when Renders was asked, he said, "My chemistry with Joshua Zirkzee during training, we find each other well too. I could have assisted him a couple more times." So they know themselves very, very well, and that's why they're not surprised to see either they linked up to score such beautiful goals. So I don't know what exactly the reason is going to be for Erik Ten Hag not to start Joshua Zirkzee, but I believe Zirkzee is really going to be into the starting 11 for the club of Manchester United. And 3 days from now, that is a Thursday, I'm going to be coming up with a match preview. And our prayers are, let these players not get injured. Then Mainoo, in the game of England, beating Ireland, and they won by 2-0. He came up with the following stats, and obviously had 92% passing accuracy, 86 total touches, 6 passes into the final third, 5 ball recoveries, 3 attempted take-ons, 2 successful take-ons, 2 clearances, and that is Mainoo for you. And he was the midfield maestro into the mix. Now, when you look at Mainoo, there has been a certain conversation going on how or on who should obviously get into the starting 11 of Manchester United after the arrival of Manuel Ugarte, and most people have been like, we take out Mainoo and bring in Casemiro to play a role into that team of Manchester United. And I was like, who does that? Who does that? That was my huge question. You get? I was like, who does that? And we came up with a confirmation that Mainoo is too good for the bench, and Manuel Ugarte is also too good for the bench. And all in all, the player that looks like is really going to be benched for me looks like it's going to be Casemiro. You can't really put out a player who has such numbers into his game, and you really go in with a player who went ahead to cost you 2 goals. I know Mainoo costed us 1 goal, but for Casemiro, with his experience, you really understand that that was really very diabolical of him. It was cynical, and there is no way the world is going to forgive him. To show you that Erik Ten Hag was really very pissed about that, he even took him off the field of play, and he brought in a youngster known as Toby Collier. So that shows you how annoying his performances were to the manager known as Erik Ten Hag, and I don't really anticipate that Casemiro is going to start ahead of Mainoo or Manuel Ugarte in the game of Southampton that you're going to be playing Saturday this week. Early Kickstarter, and that is really going to be the hugest game for Manchester United. And I know those people who want Erik Ten Hag out are like, we want him to lose to Southampton, and shame upon you. I don't think we are going to lose, and I see us winning that game with a huge goal margin into the mix. Now, Bruno Fernandes yesterday and Dalot summed up the international break, and they really beat Scotland by 2-1. Scott McTominay came in through, headed that ball into the back of the net. I think it was very early at the beginning of the game, and then Bruno Fernandes went ahead to equalize, and then went ahead to obviously see to it the put in lots of assists until Nuno Mendes released Ronaldo, all put in a teasing and inviting cross into the 6 yards box area of Scotland, and Diego Jota missed it. Ronaldo tapped an empty net, and it counted 2-1, and Ronaldo went ahead to make 901 career goals, and he's really wanting to break the record of Pele, and looks like he's still ready to obviously go. 39 years of age, making 40 very soon. Obviously, Ronaldo is not stopping. And these were the games of Bruno Fernandes. Sorry, this was the game of Bruno Fernandes by numbers, and he was celebrating his birthday because he clocked 30 years of age. I think when they played, I think it was yesterday, and he had 88% passing accuracy. That is Bruno Fernandes, 14 crosses, 8 ball recoveries, 5 passes into the final third, 6 chances created, 4 tackles attempted, 4 tackles won, 3 shots, and 1 goal. That is Bruno Fernandes for you, and he looked really sharp, and he was like, I'm really gonna come in through and really murder you all. He liked that attitude, and they came from behind, and Bruno Fernandes masterminded that comeback. That was really great. But he's going to be in Manchester this week to prepare for the job of Manchester United and really get to know that a lot is really going to be pushing into the mix to see to it that everything really moves on as planned. So that's exactly what we're really having in here onto the side of Manchester United, and I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below, most especially about who do you think is really going to be dropped by Ten Hag and who is going to be starting on Rasmus Hojlund and Joshua Zirkzee, because for me I believe Joshua Zirkzee has going to hit obviously launch what we call a very huge challenge onto Rasmus Hojlund, and he wants him off the starting 11, and Joshua Zirkzee looks like he wants to spearhead all this. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and let's see to it that we put in the biggest support possible by subscribing to this channel. After subscribing to this channel, continue to do the due diligence, and the rest is going to be history. May the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims, may the living to Allah bless you abundantly. We out for now. Bye-bye.